even talking about Harry Potter? Why? Dear listener, today's going to be a good day, and here's why.
Because this week is Thanksgiving. I'm Becca.
And I'm Eni, and this is Sincerely Us, a podcast for the casual musical theater fan. Hi, Becca.
Hi, Eni. How are you today?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good.
I can't speak. I don't know.
I know.
I don't know what it is about today. I just speaking is not my forte today.
Well, we're about to record for an hour and people are just going to listen to us speak. So
I'll get my stuff together. Don't worry about it.
How's Miami?
It's hot. It was nice and cold this morning. Well, cool this morning. Mm-hmm. It was in the 50s this morning, and then the sun came out, and now it's almost 80 degrees again.
It's 46 here right now. I'm wrapped in a blanket again,
that
audience.
Sounds so delicious.
That is a weird way to describe
cold weather.
The weather, yeah.
Delicious.
Delicioso.
Very good.
I know that from Dora.
Becca, what's your first potato this week?
My first potato is a very small one. So I have not been into any shows that's not High School Musical, the musical, the series. There's nothing that I'm really watching right now. And so I was going through my Netflix and started watching New Girl again from where I stopped. I'm in season 4 apparently, because I just abandoned shows all the time, so I never know where I am. So yeah, I just started watching New Girl again while I was cleaning my room 2 nights ago, and I forgot how funny that show is. Nick from New Girl is the funniest character on TV. I adore him.
I watched that whole show as it happened. I don't remember. Yeah. I remember not liking how it ended, but I feel like that way about most shows.
Well, most sitcoms, How I Met Your Mother, ended stupidly. The last season sucks, so.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I love The Mother, but I hate the last season.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad.
What's your first potato?
My first potato this week is that one of my best friends who lives in New Orleans has been down all weekend. So I got to spend the whole weekend with her, and I haven't seen her in 2 years. So it's been fun hanging out and catching up and all of the things.
That's awesome. It makes me so happy.
It made me happy too. I didn't realize how much I missed her until she was here, and I was like, wow, I forgot what this is like.
That's so awesome.
So it's been a great weekend hanging out with her. And yeah. What's your second potato?
My second potato is my nephew trains at an MMA gym because he's super cool. He's 7, and he had his...
I'm sorry. Yeah. It's just tiny little MMA fighters over here.
Oh, but he is so cool. He's so cool. And he trains specifically in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And he had his tournament this weekend, Saturday, I think. And he got 3rd place. And it was the first thing he's ever, he's competed in a couple of things before, but really has only gotten participation trophies. It's never been anything that really matters because he's just turned 7 in September. So most little kid sports, they don't give out special awards for.
Yeah.
So it was super cool how excited he was to show me the medal and all of that. He's such a very serious and stoic little kid that all of his pictures, if you ever see any of his training pictures that my sister sends our family group chat, he literally has the most serious face on in the entire world.
Oh my God.
Focusing.
That's adorable.
And he's just so cute. Even his coach says that he fights he's a professional because he's always so serious and he's always so into it.
That's adorable.
Yeah. So I adore him. What's your second one?
My second potato is that I saw Frozen 2 finally.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I still haven't seen it. Hopefully I'll have seen it by the time this comes out.
I won't give you any spoilers, obviously, but
thank God.
My family and me, we're known to go to opening night, Thursday night releases of most movies, especially Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars. Right. So in the 24 hours between Friday night and Saturday night, I received over 17 messages of people hey, Frozen. And I was like, whoa, I haven't seen it yet. I'm seeing it tomorrow. Stop. I need you to stop right now. do not say another word. So it was a little stressful for me because this is probably the longest I've gone with a whole 3 days without seeing like the new Disney movie. And it was very stressful. And I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. It was amazing. Like, I really want you to go see it so we can talk about it because I have a lot of things to say.
Oh, it'll probably be my potato for next week. Frozen is one of my faves. Anna is the best Disney princess, even though she's not technically a Disney princess.
I disagree with you. And we will talk about it next week. What's your third
potato? That's a spoiler!
It's not. Well, first of all,
it is.
It's not a spoiler because honestly, even before this movie, like, Anna was never my favorite. Elsa has always been my favorite.
That hurts my feelings because she is me if I was a Disney princess. She's so goofy.
She's very goofy.
I love her. Now I just want to watch Frozen.
It's a good thing you have Disney Plus.
It's true, I do. Maybe I'll do that after this. Anyway.
What's your third potato?
Speaking of Disney. My third potato. Okay. My third potato is we're recording this on Monday. Because usually we record on Sundays, but yesterday I was at a Jonas Brothers concert, which y'all already know that because I said it last week, but I was second row. And not only that, but apparently they like recorded their live stream for the American Music Awards from my concert. And apparently I was on TV. I've had a couple people message me and tell me they saw me on TV. I can't see myself. But I've been told that they could see me.
Also, I'm pretty sure you need new glasses.
That's true. I'm blind. Yeah, by this point, I'll have put up an Instagram post of like my seats and stuff. They were literally 10 feet in front of me, which is bananas considering if you guys have ever been to the Garden in general or any arena stage, I'm usually all the way up at the top, like the cheapest cheapest seats you can get. When I saw them in August, I literally was like eye level with the rafters in the Garden. I haven't even really processed it because I've been such a huge fan of them for like 10 years. Like they're my favorite band of all time. So I haven't even really processed it, but that was going to be all three of my potatoes, but I figured that was cheating. That's why the other two are like smaller ones.
That's fair.
Yeah. What's your third one?
Okay, so my third one is also concert related. I mean, we both talked about this last week, but I saw Sarah Bareilles on Saturday, and let me just preface this by saying I was having like a really bad day on Saturday, and nothing happened or anything. I was just not in a good place mentally, and I was texting you and I told you and I was like, I don't know, like I'm just not in it today, and we went and it was amazing. We drove up. It was actually at the BB&T Center where the Florida Panthers play hockey, so the arena was freezing, and I love that. And she was absolutely amazing. Like I for a second forgot how talented she is and how much of an incredible singer she is. She did an entire Waitress set within her set. That's
so awesome.
She sang 4 of the songs from Waitress, and obviously and she used to be mine got like a standing ovation, and it was just her and the piano, and it was amazing. I sobbed like.
Oh,
it was so good. And her encore song was Gravity, which is like one of the most difficult songs for her to sing. So like the fact that was like her encore song that she sang after her full set, like I was just like that lady is so talented. It was so good.
She's very talented.
Yeah, it was really good. I really liked it.
That's so awesome.
Okay, so
what are we talking about this week, Eni?
Okay, so since Thanksgiving is tomorrow.
Yeah, when this is getting released.
I thought that we should talk about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And I know everyone's wondering, well, that's not Broadway. I'm like, you know what? You're right. But before YouTube and before the internet, the way that I would learn mostly about whatever shows were new on Broadway was through the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Because within the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, they do like little snippets where they have like the cast of whatever show is on Broadway, whatever the shows are on Broadway, that they're like right center stage or whatever, like right in front of Macy's, and they do like whatever company number is from their show. So like I remember I watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade every year with my mom, my brother, and it's like a huge tradition for me. So I thought that we could talk about like the different performances from that.
Yeah, that's such a good idea. That's it's definitely like you and I always try to think of like different ideas so that we're not repeating ideas all the time. And you specifically told me to look for shows that I don't know very well. Do you want to know the first show I watched?
Oh God, go ahead.
Noah Galvin singing "You Will Be Found" from Dear Evan Hansen.
That is quite frankly the complete opposite of what I asked you to do.
I mean, my other ones are good, but I cried watching it, which okay, so my background with the Thanksgiving Day Parade, before I get into how talented Noah Galvin is, my background with Thanksgiving Day Parade is I have like hardly any childhood memories of watching it. I was always the kid that was helping my mom while we were cooking, so I never was in the living room while everyone else was watching the Thanksgiving Day Parade. I was always like chopping vegetables and doing all of that to help her get ready. And then when I was like a teenager, we stopped having cable. Like the second Netflix came out, we just stopped having cable. Even when we had to get them like sent to us with DVDs. So I've never like, I don't really have a connection with the Thanksgiving Day Parade. And so all of these performances were all new to me. Like I had never seen hardly any of them.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the same way. Like, my mom and I were definitely the people, like, us two were the ones that prepared Thanksgiving dinner. But now that you say that, like, I feel like every house that I've lived in has had an open concept. So, like, you could see the TV from our kitchen. So we always just had the Macy's Day Parade on, like, while we were prepping everything.
I also think like we've talked about this before about like why I don't like holidays. I think my mom also like made me cook with her so that I didn't have to be around our like extended family. So I think it was like strategic.
That's fine.
Because she would always be like, you guys can watch the TV. But I always think of the Friends episode when Chandler when Chandler's watching the football game and he's like oh, and he's like making all of these noises about sports, and then Phoebe goes, you can watch the Thanksgiving Day Parade if you want to. He goes, oh, okay, thanks, and he changes the channel. But
which doesn't make sense because the parade is before football starts.
Yeah, I mean, it's
you don't
Friends.
know that, but I do. It goes Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the dog show, and then football.
Oh, I've seen the dog show.
Yeah, that comes on right after the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
I think there was one year, so I used to be like really like I love dogs, but I used to be like cray about dogs. Like I wanted to be a dog musher in the Iditarod so bad. Like that's what I wanted my job to be. Because I just loved wolves and snow dogs. And then that turned into me loving every other kind of dog in the entire world, and like I wanted to be a vet. And then found out you had to put dogs down, and I was like, I don't want to be a vet. I remember one year I watched the Puppy Bowl. That's what that is. Or is that the Super Bowl one?
That's the Super Bowl one.
Okay, well, I watched that one year, but also the actual dog show.
Okay.
The Puppy Bowl is amazing. That is the best thing that happens on Big Game Sunday.
Big Game Sunday? Okay,
yeah.
Sure, whatever. We won't
TM.
We won't get into that. We watch the dog show every year too. My brother actually got a Scottish Terrier. Like he adopted a Scottish Terrier the year after the Scottish Terrier won like Best in Show.
That's funny.
And because that's my brother in a nutshell. And yeah, so that's another thing that we watch every Thanksgiving, because we are definitely a dog loving family.
Oh yeah, your mom's dogs are so cute.
She has too many. My mom.
Your dog's my favorite though.
My mom has 4 dogs.
I only met 3 of them.
4 dogs. No, you didn't. You met all 4.
I did.
Yeah.
The oldest one's my favorite.
Luna.
Yeah.
Okay. So Luna is she's gonna be 13 in January.
Which is old for lab.
Yeah, she is a black English lab who is very old, very blind, but also very loving. So she just wants to be on everyone. And then my mom
just like literally came up to me and just leaned against me, and I was like, hi. boy.
And then there's the two Belgian Malinois or whatever, the two like shepherd dogs.
Okay.
And then the little, and then Willie's dog, the tiny thing, Chewy.
I think that I was just too distracted by Luna.
I mean, fair.
Because I love old dogs and I love old labs.
Yeah.
And
Chewy,
she's fat and I love her.
It's funny because my mom's dogs are like giant shepherd lab dogs, and my mom's 4'11", and then Willie's like 6 feet tall and has like the tiny Maltese Shih Tzu mix, whose name is Chewbacca, obviously.
I mean, obviously. Your dog is still my favorite, though. Delilah is the cutest thing in the entire world. For the audience, she looks like an Ewok.
She does. She is a Chow Chow Shih Tzu mix and actually looks like an Ewok.
Like I want you to make the Ewok hood just so you can take one picture of her.
She will hate me, but I'll do it. Like, I tried putting a costume on her once, and like, I swear to God, she didn't like look at me for 2 weeks. She would just like go to
I can imagine that. She's so sassy. I could just imagine her side-eyeing you like, how dare you?
Yeah, she doesn't like whenever I take her to get her haircut, like they put a little bandana on her and some bows in her ear, like on her ears, and like the bows never last like 2 hours. Like, we leave the groomers and she goes home and like takes the bows off as if she has opposable thumbs. Okay,
I adore that dog.
She's the best. She really is. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting old too, which is kind of making me sad, but I love her so much.
I had a toy poodle chihuahua mix, Tilly, that lived till she was 14.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty common for that. I mean, she was chihuahua and toy poodle. She probably could have lived longer, but she got cancer. So she was the same way.
Mom's getting worried because bigger dogs usually don't last that long. And like everybody, like everything that she's seen says that like labs last like 10 to 12 years, and Luna's about to be 13, and then and Delilah's gonna be 13 in July, so we're not in a good place right now.
No, and it gets super scary once they start getting older, and like Tilly started to go blind, and like she started to walk slowly, and I'm like, oh no. And she's like had 2 litters of puppies, so she like her body,
Okay, I can't have this conversation anymore.
I'm sorry.
What were we talking about?
Edie has her first breakdown on air.
I can't even start thinking about this at all.
Okay, so let's go back to how freaking talented Noah Galvin. I always want to say Nova Galvin. Noah Galvin is, who was, I think he was after Ben. So he was after Ben before Taylor Trench.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yes. First of all, I wasn't into Dear Evan Hansen then, so I knew who Noah was. I follow him on Instagram. Of course I do. He was an Evan. But didn't realize how talented he was until I watched this performance. It's a great one. Y'all should go watch it. And also, Ben Levi Ross is in the back when he was an understudy. So I literally was watching it and I was like, oh, Noah's so talented. And then it did a close up of like Noah's face and I could see Ben's face, Ben Levi Ross's face in the background. And I was like, oh, my boy. Yeah.
Okay, but which one did you watch that you like hadn't seen, like that you weren't into?
Fine. Listen, you can't be like, you should watch these performances. And so I typed in, I was like, Macy's Thanksgiving Day performances on YouTube. And the first one was Dear Evan Hansen. And I was like, oh, well, guess what I'm watching first. One that I was really surprised about, which my friend Bree, who listens to this, is going to be so mad at me. Because Bree has been wanting me to get into this show so bad, and it's SpongeBob.
Oh my God, I saw the SpongeBob one too.
Ethan Slater, like, obviously this is nothing new. Ethan Slater is a comedic genius.
Yes.
I didn't grow up on SpongeBob.
I did. I had like the entirety of season 1 of SpongeBob on DVD, and like it was a Christmas gift, and I forced my father to sit and watch the entirety of season 1 of SpongeBob on DVD on Christmas Day when I got it. He was not happy.
I wasn't allowed to watch Nickelodeon. There are a few Nickelodeon shows that I know just because I was a bad kid. Well, relatively bad. I would get to stay home by myself and then I would just watch Nickelodeon even though I wasn't allowed to watch it. And so by the time I was allowed to watch stuff like that, SpongeBob, I was too old for SpongeBob.
Okay.
Like I know adults and stuff watch it now, but I think it's more of a nostalgia reason why adults like it. But anyway, so I had no interest in listening to or watching SpongeBob the Musical. Except for when Nickelodeon announced that they were going to do like the recording. Then I was like, you know what? I'll probably give it a shot. And then
December
I saw
7th.
that they did it. Oh my God, that's so soon.
Yep.
My mind was just blown. Anyway, I want to see that. But I knew Ethan Slater's name just because like I follow so many people on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
But his performance as SpongeBob, first of all, fantastic. The fact that they made SpongeBob into a person blows my mind. Like, it was all of the costuming and the puppetry, and
I love the Squidward
so good.
Of it all.
Me
like
too, with the extra legs.
With the extra legs. And then, like, I don't think he doesn't do it in the Thanksgiving Day parade, but he taps, like, with the extra legs.
No, he doesn't.
I feel like I saw that either at some like either Tony performance or something like that he actually taps.
Okay, I'm not gonna look up any performances because I want to go into when we see the musical.
Yeah,
kind of blind because I only saw the opening number because in this.
Yeah,
which it did exactly what it used to do for you. It caused me interest into listening to and seeing it.
Well, that was my whole thing, was that's how I would like, man, like this really caught my attention. Like, I want to learn more about this and listen to the cast album and see what this is about. And like, I remember the In the Heights, that was the first of In the Heights that I had seen. Mm-hmm. And like, I already knew about In the Heights because it was such a big like deal down here.
Right.
But it was the first of it that I had actually seen like on TV. Yeah. And I like freaked out. Like I remember watching it and being like, this is amazing. Like, how is this not like so much more well known than it is? And yeah. So that's something that like for me, the Thanksgiving Day parade performances like were my like little snippets of Broadway that I could get because I don't live in New York, because I you know don't follow. I do now, but I didn't follow everything and everybody so closely. So yeah, In the Heights was definitely one of the ones, and I know that that's not really a show that I don't know, but when I saw it,
yeah,
it
see, you berated me.
It's really, really hard. Like, I mean, okay, so one that I did watch that I haven't seen and I haven't listened to is Cinderella. Because I haven't
the Roger and Hammerstein version?
Yeah, I haven't heard any of Cinderella, the Roger and Hammerstein version, except for the mashup of 10 Minutes Ago and 10 Minutes when they did Roger and Hammerstein Goes Pop. And it's Jeremy, it's Jeremy, because obviously it's Jeremy Jordan.
Obviously.
So
we haven't mentioned him in a while.
I know.
Well, wait a second. We covered Smash last episode. There's no way we didn't mention Jeremy Jordan. So I lie.
I don't think we really talked about him that much. But here's everyone's weekly reminder that we're in love with Jeremy Jordan.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we did a whole episode specifically about him. So
fair. Yeah. So I listened to it the day before yesterday, and I like, even as a Disney like fan, like I've never really been into Cinderella.
She's the worst princess.
Okay. Is she?
Unpopular opinion. Yeah. Who do you think is the worst princess?
Aurora.
Fair. But Cinderella's boring.
So is Snow White. Like, the first three are just not.
Yeah, they suck.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry to those who might love Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and Snow White.
Y'all need to know you need to take everything with a grain of salt with me. I just said Anna's my favorite princess in this specific episode. So that's the kind of princess I like.
I need you to watch Frozen 2 so much.
Oh my God, stop.
Okay. I know, I'm the worst. Considering that I was like complaining that everybody was doing the same thing to me for 3 days, I need to stop doing it to you.
I already got their new outfit spoiled for me because freaking Disney World is now meeting them in those outfits. And I'm like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just have them meet in the clothes that they had in the trailer?
I would have waited probably until the new year to debut the new outfits, just because like we'll talk about it next week, but like once you've seen the movie, you know how much the outfits give away.
Great. And the thing, I like literally saw it and I was like, click, 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 next.
Yeah. Yeah, and I saw, I think it was, I can't remember if it was Oh My Disney or if it was like the Disney Vacation people. Like they did close-ups of like specific details, and I'm like, why are you doing that like 3 days after the movie came out? Like, obviously not everybody has seen this movie. A lot of people have, but not everyone has seen it.
Yeah. I'm like a really big person to be like, well, if you cared about spoilers, you would just go see it. And like, you know what? You're right. And I do care about spoilers. But this was like one of the busiest weekends of my life.
Oh, I know. I feel that so hard.
Like,
I mean, we're recording on a Monday, so I understand.
I know. So like, I get it, but also, yeah, I'm just like eating my own foot.
What was I talking about? Oh, Cinderella. So so the Cinderella performance was 2012. They did Impossible and 10 Minutes Ago. 10 Minutes
I love
Ago, I saw
Impossible.
You. I'm such a fan of 10 Minutes Ago, and it's 99% the fact that like that's the song that I knew from the mashup.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that happens.
like that's why I like it so much. But I definitely went and started listening to the cast album actually earlier today, and I actually really like it. And it's one that I guess I missed, or I wasn't paying attention when it happened. Or maybe it just didn't catch my attention the way that it caught my attention this time around. Okay. That was one of the ones that I really enjoyed rewatching, I guess. Another one was On Your Feet. They did a medley of like a bunch of the songs from On Your Feet. For those who don't know, On Your Feet is the Broadway that is about the Estefan family, Gloria Estefan, Emilio Estefan.
Yep.
And I don't know, it just like that whole production is so Miami. Like it just fills my heart with joy. That's all.
Well, yeah, it was. You said it was like I mean, I think this was privately. I don't know. We talk so much. I don't know what's on air and what's not. But you said it was like such a big deal when
it was a huge
out.
deal. It was a huge deal. It was the first national tour that ever launched in Miami.
Aww.
And the Estefans are such a big part of the city. They do so much, especially for the arts in Miami.
Yeah. That
like they're just a huge part of our culture, like in our town. I guess not town, it's a city. We're a very large city. So yeah, it was just a really big like prideful moment for the city in general. Even people who weren't into Broadway at all went and saw that because it was Gloria and Emilio Estefan.
That's awesome. I didn't watch that one. I should have, because you told me to. I just realized I didn't watch that one.
It's fine.
I did watch In the Heights, though.
That one's so good. Lynn is so little.
I know.
He's so young and like starry-eyed. And I think he's still starry-eyed, but not like that.
Yeah.
Which other ones did you watch? Did you watch Cats?
There's no way for me to audibly tell you guys the look I just gave Eni, because I was writing something in my notebook. She said that, and I didn't watch the Cats one.
Feel her eyes roll to the back of her head.
No, I didn't. I'm so stressed. Our second episode of 2020 is going to be about Cats, so y'all be ready for that, because Eni wants me to cover it, and I told her I would cover it as long as it's not the first episode of 2020.
It's going to be a little late because Cats comes out on the 25th. Or
we already have a Christmas episode.
On the 25th. Maybe it comes out the day that Star Wars comes out, which what?
That was dumb.
Why?
It's going to flop. I already think it's going to flop in general, even without Star Wars.
I don't think it's going to flop. Yeah, it comes out the 20th. And we already have our Christmas episode planned out, and Becca doesn't want it to be the first episode of the new year, so it's going to be a couple weeks late, but we are going to cover Cats.
We are. Yes. The reason I don't want it to be 2020 is because I don't want to start our year with me ragging on something. We try to keep the show very positive, with our potatoes and the quote at the end, and we try to give our honest opinion while also being positive. And that's going to be a very hard thing for me to be extremely positive about. Hold on. So I just don't want to... I
get it. It's not the best way to start off a new year.
Yeah. And
the most positive way. Also, if we come back in a month and you love Cats, I might quit this show. Like,
I won't love cats.
Not because I'll be upset that you love cats, just because, like, I wouldn't know what else to talk about for the rest of my life.
You wouldn't know? Like, we're going to do this show for, like, 50 years, and every single episode it's going to be like, Becca, what are your thoughts on cats? Just to get me started. So I can't not like cats. I mean, I can't like cats.
I have audio proof that you said that.
Yeah, someone's going to take that out and be like, you said this. I'm going to be like, yeah, you're aware. I'm aware. I'm getting all flustered now. Like, and the thing that bothers me, okay, we're gonna go into this. I'm gonna give a little prediction for cats. First of all, okay, I haven't seen the second trailer. I've seen GIFs from it. The animation looks better, but I don't know if that's just because I'm used to it now. I did not like the song Taylor Swift released. Ew.
Oh, I haven't listened to it.
I've only heard snippets on, like, is either on YouTube or on, like, Instagram, because I don't watch trailers, so, like, I try to, like, avoid things. But this is the whole thing with Nick Jonas being Marius. I don't think Taylor Swift has any reason to be in this movie except for her star power.
Okay, but neither does, like, Idris Elba.
I've never heard him sing. James Corden deserves to be in that movie. He is a Tony, so... for not a singing role,
I was like, that
Tony.
doesn't...
He was in Into the Woods. He did really good for Into the Woods. I think he's a talented singer. I adore him.
I adore him too. But I mean, you don't do a movie like Cats without bringing in all of the star power that you can possibly bring in, because why else would anybody watch it?
I know. And it will have been me being like, I love Phantom of the Opera and School of Rock, and then being like, Andrew Lloyd Webber, why? I just started liking you.
It's fine. You can watch Cats and then you can go off and watch Evita. Evita's so good.
Okay, because we have Broadway HD and it's on there, so I believe. Most Andrew Lloyd Webber things are on there. I still want to watch Love Never Dies, but more as, like, I just want to, like, do a thing on my stories where I just make fun of it the whole time. Like I just did with High School Musical.
My mom showed me all of your stories. Like, I didn't even watch your stories. And my mom's like, look. I'm like, oh my God, Becca.
That was while you were at Sarah Bareilles. We had very different Saturday nights.
Yeah. Okay, so another one that I watched that I've never...
Oh yeah, I forgot our topic.
Another one that I watched that I've never really been into, and I think I've only heard like one or two songs on, was the Bring It On the musical. And it had 100% to do with the fact that it was written by Lin-Manuel. So, yeah, I was like, oh, I guess I should click on this. And this was Thanksgiving 2012. And
same year.
I feel like I just like blacked out this year because I don't remember any of these performances. But I was watching it and I was like, man, this really doesn't sound... Oh, there it is. There it is. There's the rapping. And I was like, this is definitely Lin. Huh?
Yeah. I only know the first song.
Oh, they did I Got You. I don't even know what song that is.
I think he just contributed to that, right? Like, did he write the whole show?
I think he wrote the show. Well,
the lyrics.
Yeah, the lyrics. Let me confirm that because I don't want to be wrong about that.
Casual musical theater.
Yeah, but this is Lin-Manuel Miranda we're talking about.
Oh, true. We're not casual fans of his.
Theater credits.
Because I think he just contributed.
Co-composer and lyricist.
But is he a co-lyricist or the only lyricist?
It says co-composer and lyricist.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was like with West Side when he just did the translations.
No. Music by Tom Kitt and Lin-Manuel Miranda, and lyrics by Amanda Green and Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Okay, so he wrote it with someone.
Yeah.
Whereas with In the Heights and Hamilton, he wrote it.
He did the thing.
Lackady Lack was there. Well, but he wrote it.
He
Alex Lacamoire. In case I use his nickname a lot.
Yeah, it's like
Alex
music by Lin-Manuel Miranda, lyrics by Lin-Manuel Miranda, book by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
It's like that Marc Jacobs logo. That's like designed by Marc Jacobs, company Marc Jacobs.
Oh, it's a Spike Lee joint. That's right. You don't watch movies. Never mind.
Yeah, that flew right over my head.
Spike Lee, most of his movies, he writes, directs, and produces.
It's like Jon Favreau. Oh, he doesn't write them, but he directs them and stars in them.
Yeah.
So not like that at all, apparently.
No.
Dude, I have the worst knowledge of like everything. My brain gets everything mixed up so much. Like when Eni told me that she was going to see Sarah Bareilles, I definitely asked her if it was the person that sings Call Me Maybe.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not
man.
gonna riot you a love song.
Yes, that one.
Can that be the title?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna riot you a love song.
I love it.
See, that's a Sarah Bareilles and a Pokemon joke. That joke was made for you.
Please write that down before you forget.
Oh, I already know. It's my favorite joke about Sarah Bareilles.
Oh,
Is
okay.
I'm not gonna riot you a love song.
Okay, good.
Because I don't even really know Pokemon or Sarah Bareilles, and that's what sticks in my head.
Sarah Bareilles is a goddess. I love her. And it's so funny because like most of her songs are so like floofy and like
Yeah.
just like super lovey-dovey, and they're all love songs. Even though she won't write you a love song. And like she was cursing up a storm and like was just so
awesome.
chill, like in between her songs, like just talking. She sang happy birthday to someone that was in like on the floor.
Aww.
Like she signed someone's book that was like, also on the floor. It was in the first couple of rows. Like she was just like, she was so chill. And
I think when you get to be that like that famous, you can do whatever the heck you want.
well, it's funny because like a lot of the people who are fans of her music aren't aware of Waitress. So like imagine like, well, I guess not imagine because you're a Jonas Brothers fan, but like she took a 6-year break from making her own music to write Waitress.
Oh, I was gonna say, what do you mean imagine? They didn't write music for 10 years.
Yeah, that's why I said you don't have to imagine because you're a Jonas Brothers fan.
I didn't get that apparently. I'm not getting anything today.
So, like, it's funny because, like, Miami is a very arts-forward city. So, a lot of the people here know a lot about Broadway and a lot about, you know, musicals in general. So, at one point, like, she was talking about how she did take a 6-year hiatus and, you know, and when she went back to write, what was it that she said? She said something about, like, this was the first song I wrote that wasn't about pies. And, like, everybody started cheering. Like, the entire arena was, like, going crazy because everybody loves Waitress. And, like, I'm telling you, she freaking blew it out of the park. Like, she was amazing. Her vocals were on point. Like, everything was just really good. But when she sang She Used to Be Mine, like, that was the only song that everybody got on their feet afterwards, and everyone was clapping for like a full 2 minutes, like just cheering for her. It was amazing.
I just got goosebumps.
I'm gonna start crying.
That's one of my favorite musical theater songs.
I like almost forgot to snap it to you because I was crying and Linton like kind of put his hand on my shoulder to make sure I wasn't like about to pass out, and it kind of brought me back to it. I was like, oh my god, Becca needs to know.
Yeah, because I asked you, I was like, do you think she's gonna sing Waitress?
Well, she sang A Dream Is a Soft Place to Land. She sang It's a Bad Idea, and she sang
I like that one,
You Matter to Me, and then obviously she sang,
I like that one too.
She sang She Used to Be Mine, and like she
that's the best one,
of course. So that was the last one of the 4 songs that she performed from Waitress, and like we're just sitting there, and like my brother's friend that went with us is a huge Sarah Bareilles fan as well. But like of her actual music, like she's not very familiar with Waitress. Like she's listened to Waitress, but she's not as obsessed with it as I am. And so when she started singing the Waitress songs, like she would keep looking back at me, and I was like sobbing through the entire thing. And then like, so when she started She Used to Be Mine, I'm like, don't even look at me. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine, just don't look at me. I was legitimately sobbing. I tried recording it like for myself. And I couldn't. Like, I was shaking. Like, I was like, all you heard was me crying. Like, it was bad. It was bad, but it was so good.
That's so funny.
I loved it.
I didn't even take out my phone at all during the concert because, first of all, we were sandwiched in like sardines. So that was scary. Yeah, I'm probably never gonna do that again. But I just like when I went to go see them in 2009, we were all very focused on like recording it. And ever since then, I don't remember that concert very much. And ever since then, I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna put my phone away and just like enjoy it. They're standing 10 feet from me.
Yeah.
But I really did appreciate those snaps.
I was gonna say, like,
cry.
I only snapped you, I think, the Waitress songs.
Yeah, when she did the sugar, butter, flour.
Yeah.
Are those in the right order?
Yes. Proud of you.
Okay, cool. I've only listened to Waitress through once.
Yeah, so I only snapped you the Waitress songs, and that was legitimately the only time I took my phone out. Except...
no, I wasn't criticizing you. I was just making a statement.
I'm just justifying my choices. and then there was one ballad that she sang. I can't even remember which one it was, that like everybody brought out their cell phones like
for the light,
and it was like the entire arena, and it was gorgeous and amazing, and it was so good. Oh, and then I snapped Gravity, which was her encore song, but I sent that to Christy because that's one of Christy's favorite songs.
Oh.
So I sent that to her as I was sobbing as well, because that's a really good song and it hits me in my soul.
We've been recording for so long, and I still have 3 more because we went on so many tangents. Ooh. So I'm just gonna make like honorable mentions.
Okay, go.
Another shout out to Brie, because one of Brie's favorite shows is To the Prom, and the prom one was very good too. It made me cry. Another show that Brie's been wanting me to get into. That one was great. Matilda. I love School of Rock and Matilda for the fact that there are so many talented children.
Oh, absolutely.
And that made me cry too, as like a teacher of children that age. They're just so talented, and I was so confused because I'm like, Matilda's not British. Like the movie, she isn't. So I don't know. And then Little Shop, but we don't need to talk about that because we know I like Little Shop.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, for those that listen to our show, because you know you love us, we love you too. And if you're really not into musical theater as much as we are, like the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is a great place to kind of start. It gives you a little snippet of what, you know, like Hadestown is going to be on this year. I think they're doing Beetlejuice this year too.
Yeah.
So like there's going to be a bunch of good ones this year as well. And it's literally like they do one song, or they'll do a medley of the songs, or they'll do like 1 or 2 songs. And it's just a good way to kind of get the gist of a show, you know, and see like, oh, wow, this really caught my attention. Maybe I should look into it a little bit more.
Yeah.
I love that for it. And I love how kind of national, you know, attention it's getting.
Yeah, for theater.
Exactly. But yeah, I guess we can wrap it up. We've been recording for a while, I guess. I don't even know what we talked about.
I know. Well, because I'm so glad we had a whole conversation about what we were going to name it, because otherwise there are so many tangents in this episode. Like, usually you and I are very good at staying on topic.
I know.
Not today.
Definitely not today.
Talked about concerts and dogs. But, okay, so since we're wrapping up, we have a very exciting thing that we're doing.
Announcement?
Were those words? Announcement?
We have an announcement.
Okay. Do you want to announce it?
Oh, am I announcing it? Okay. So,
sure.
We started a Facebook group, and we are inviting everyone who listens to the show to join our Facebook group. We'll obviously leave a link in the description. But basically, it's just a discussion group. We can talk about, you know, whatever we talked about on the episodes. It's a great place to share memes and videos and Broadway news.
I don't know how to make Bitly, so you should make a Bitly so that it can just be an easy one that we can reference, because Facebook URLs are atrocious.
I make a Bitly for everything now.
Yeah.
So yeah,
so it'll be in the description, and it'll be something awesome.
Next week we'll know how to say it out loud with words.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's super chill, just a very, you know, collective of people who listen to our show and support our show, and we appreciate and love all of you, and we will definitely be on and interacting a lot with people who...
I mean, we're always on our phones, so...
Yeah, I have no way of fighting that. I'm always on my phone. But yeah, and obviously... you know, the normal ways of getting in contact with us. The show is on Twitter and Instagram at SincerelyUsPod. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at _EenyMeeny, INYMEENY.
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Becca Eddows, BECCAEDDOWS. Our art is by the lovely Synergetic Art on Twitter. And don't forget, guys, if you really like this show, join our Facebook group, obviously. We want to chat with all of you. But also, tell a friend. We've had a couple people that have said that like they were suggested it by a friend, and so that's great. That's what we want.
That like
we're such a small show.
Makes us cry. Like
everything makes us cry.
I know. When everyone's like, anytime anyone's like, "Hey, we listened to your show and it's awesome," like we just like puddle of tears. It's bad.
Like even my like real life friends, when they'll be texting me and they'll say like, well, you said this on our show. I was like, excuse me? You, what now?
That's fine.
You
I know.
Listen?
Christy like texted me about something that we said like 3 months ago on like episode 7. I was like, I have no idea what I said back then. What happened? And she's like, you said this and this and this. And I'm like, oh, I did say those things.
You're right. Like, it's so hard for us to even come up with a title every week because the second we stop recording, it's gone. Like, I have to do the social media, like all of the social media posts, like the second we're done and plan them, because otherwise
you'll forget everything.
I'll forget literally everything. Yeah,
and then especially like this week, we're definitely pressed for time. But usually I try to edit it so that Becca can listen to it again so that maybe she can get some ideas. Yeah. But that's not happening this week. So I'm glad that we discussed that. What else? Oh, leave us a review on iTunes or Apple Podcasts. Yes. Let us know what you think. You can rate with the star system. You can also leave a little comment. Let us know that you're listening and that you enjoy the show. That helps us out a lot. Becca, do you have anything else to say?
I do. I have a quote. Mm-hmm. You're going to be real shocked as to who said it.
Who said it, Becca?
It's our favorite Puerto Rican. He has the best quotes. Listen, it's fine.
Like, he's a writer. Of course, he has the
and we mentioned him, so it's related.
Y'all, she's talking about Lin-Manuel Miranda, in case you weren't sure.
Oh, yeah. Again, I sometimes forget that this, like, goes out to other people.
All right, so what does Lin have to say for us?
He actually says this in my favorite Tony Award speech he's ever given.
Oh, no.
The one from 2016.
Oh, no.
He says,
I'm going to cry.
He says, fill the world with music, love, and pride.
Sincerely, us.
My arms are too short for this ordeal. Oh, that's so cute. I'm so glad you shared that with me.
You're welcome.